Hey everyone, John Henry here from School of Trade, and today we're going to be taking a look at a flag pattern short here on crude oil. Now we're in a little bit early, but let me get my targets in place here. We'll take 2 off there and 2 off 51. Let's go to 5108 right there. So we're short 4 contracts here, right at 51.47, just with this kind of breakdown here. Now, I like this as an early entry. Let me hide some of this stuff here. I like this as an early entry just because looking at the way that price was setting up in this area, we broke above this candle's high, and I mean, you can just feel the trapping happening right now, right? You're trapping in some buyers, and it's turning right back down again, and it's actually forming into an engulfing candle. So I like the entry as soon as that engulfing candle kind of finishes. Now, it hasn't closed yet, so it is a little bit more aggressive to enter in. It's slightly early, considering we haven't broken the flag bottom and all that, but it just looks like if it's going to go, this is going to be the area that it's going to go in. So that little bit of a trap at 51.55 has my interest, so I'm short at 4 contracts at 51.47. Just looking for continuation down. Now, because we're entering in early, we can opt in to take some profit off at about the halfway point, 51.32. But because we are in early, once we get that target at 51.32, we can't move our stop to break even yet, because there is a likelihood that maybe it falls down, hits the target, comes right back up again, retests the flag like it normally does, and then falls. And we don't want to get stuck in that little bit of a whip out there. So even if we do hit our target at 32, I've got to leave my stop back up here at 59. Swish is probably place that too. So we'll leave our stop at 59. We can't really move it from there until after we start breaking, back below the 50% and really start continuing. So looking for 51.32 first. Once we get that target filled, that will lock in 15 ticks, which is kind of nice because even leaving our stop back, it's only 12, so it's still going to be a profitable trade. Even if it rips all the way back up and stops us out, it's obviously not going to be as profitable as we'd like it to be. But looking at that first area, taking 30 ticks off the table, leaving our stop at minus 12 until we start getting a little bit more breaking down. If we do break down and we're getting that next target, we're taking 2 off at 39. So we're actually looking for a total trade of a decent size. We're looking at 108 ticks on 4 contracts, so really, really solid potential here. Just need to see it kind of break down. Now, I really love the fact that this candle closed outside of that flag. So that is confirming an even farther breakdown. That's really what we wanted to see. So now that we have that confirmation of the break, we're sitting really, really well. There are going to be people entering into the trade right now at 44. That's where the flag kind of broke down at, and that's the entry. So a couple different ways to enter in. I like the aggressive entry, but we'll kind of let it do its thing and just kind of wait and see if we can get that 32 filled. It's not too far away, so it might not take that long. But we'll give it a little bit of time, see if we can push down into that 32, get that target filled. Again, we'll leave our stop where it is until we start breaking below 32. Once we start breaking below 32, stop will go right to break even like normal. Then we'll just look for 5108 next. So we'll be back in a little bit, see if we can hit that target. All right, big old burst of volume pushed straight down into our target there. So we got the target filled. Let's adjust our stop to only 2 this time. Oh, come on, 2. There we go. So we've got that first target filled without a problem. 51.32, that's the area that we were looking to take some profit off of. We got 30 ticks locked in, 2 off at 15. Now again, don't get me wrong, I would love to move my stop to break even, but I just know how these flags work, and it does have a tendency to want to come back to this area on aggressive early entries. So 47 is honestly, if you were going to look long, would probably be a target, because that'll probably be, if it does go up, where it'll turn back around again, just to stop all those break-even traders out. So 51.47, we'll leave this stop as is. Even if it does come back and stop us out, we still make 6 ticks on the trade. Obviously, $60 is significantly different than 300, but it's still profitable. So we'll let the trade kind of work out. It's going to take a little bit of time, most likely, especially since we're in an early entry. This could rattle around and come back up and go back down. And the way that the day is setting up, we did start out the day super, super bullish, and we just kind of collapsed right off the highs and never looked back. That may lead us to believe that it's just going to be a rotational day. We might end up all the way back down to these lows down here, 50.90, in that area, all the way down to 50.87, and just looking at this day kind of cycle back and forth. Kind of more of a rotational day than anything else. But right now we're just looking at a little bit of a kind of a reversal of the trend back down. There could also be a little bit of a trend line working its way lower as well. So definitely a couple different options to work our way down here. But overall, I'm looking for the next target, 51.08. So we'll be back in a little bit. All right, we're pushing back into those lows again. Stops at break even now, 51.46. And because we're digging down so aggressively after this failed little buyer move here at 8.25, I'm going to move my stop above that. I really don't want to see it come back above that area. So 51.36 will lock in a little bit more here. So 51.08 is going to be the target here. We're catching a lot of selling volume underneath this low here at 51.16. I think a lot of people were trying to buy this low here, and they're getting stopped out right now. And that is going to fuel the move, yeah, right into our target. So exactly what we were looking for. Beautiful flag pattern, nice little channel holding. And you can see it definitely pays off. Let me cancel my stop. It pays off to pay attention to when you're entering in early. Chances are it's going to want to come back. You can see it dipped low, came right back up, hit all of those break-even stops, and then just rocketed right back down again. Now, there are a couple other reasons to not want to move your stop to break-even in this case. We've got a channel high as defense here. If it closed past it, then exit early and take what you can get out of it. But in this case, it hit that channel and actually turned right back down again, so you have another reason to go short. Everything just stacking up to the downside, just looking more rotational than anything else. So beautiful, beautiful move down. Gorgeous trade, 2 off at 15, 2 off at 39. That locks in 108 ticks, 1,080 on the trade on only 4 contracts. Not too bad. The overall target to the downside, if you're going to hang on to this one, is going to be back to those lows. I'd probably front run it a little bit, look for like 50.90 in that area, just because if it is a rotational day, we're probably going to come down to those lows, maybe break it a little bit, and then, from there, we might cycle right back up again. But we're done with the trade. Beautiful little flag pattern. If you have any questions about it, feel free to send an email to School of Trade. Don't forget to check out our trial at schooloftrade.com, and as always, we'll catch you next time.